Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, celebrating expression, fostering talent, and connecting the community to Columbus artists, performances, exhibitions, concerts, public art, and more at columbusmakesart.com. From these contributing sponsors and viewers like you, thank you.
This time on Broad and High, we meet an artist who surrounds himself with characters from classic movies and musicals. Learn about the art of collaboration and its role in celebrating urban life. And we're back in the kitchen with Kate's Quick Bites to talk with the director of a local gallery who supports emerging artists. This and more right now on Broad and High. Welcome to Broad and High. I'm your host, Kate Quickle. For many artists, their language is mainly visual. For Henry Hess, this is almost entirely true. Henry is an artist with autism. From an early age, he has used drawing as his primary means of communicating his identity. We met with Henry's family and his mentor in Franklinton to learn about his journey and the community that has made it possible.
When he was very young, Henry got a diagnosis of autism. And with that diagnosis, there came limitations, there came, treatment pathways, medication pathways, like all of these things that come with it, and it had a very medical orientation to it. When he became an artist, and I say he got his arts diagnosis and he became an artist, it changed. It became, an opportunity for community and expression and having adventures and experiences that he would have never had if we would have stayed in just one world. I often introduce myself and I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Henry's mom. And they're like, oh, what's your name? I've never met you. And I'm like, I love that because this is who he is. This is his community. I'm just here to support him and being the best Franklinton artist that he can possibly be. I think one of the impacts that I may have on Henry with his artwork, which I think is very little because it's really all from him, is that I make sure he has all his supplies. He has the items he needs to work with, the things that he really wants to, paint with or draw with. I feel like I'm in the background always watching inventory to make sure he has things. And I think it's one of the fun things that we do is to go to the art store together and let him pick out whatever he wants to pick out because he loves to do it. And I'm always amazed that I'll think he has every blue color, every shade of blue he needs, and we'll end up with 4 other blues, and we'll come home and he'll use them because in his mind, he already knows what he wants to make.
I am Henry Hess's sister. That's how people know me in Franklinton sometimes, and I love it. I will always be happy to be referenced as Henry Hess's sister. He's so amazing, and I get to hang out with him, and it's a really great opportunity for me to be in Franklinton. He doesn't really communicate with his words very often, so a lot of time it is with his art. And I think that being his sister, I'm always around him, and I can kind of pick up on how he feels really easily. So I am one of the people that can sometimes prompt him into doing certain projects or working on certain things, but not everyone can. Henry is very inspired by old classic movies, so he really loves musicals. He loves, The Wizard of Oz, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Mary Poppins. He loves a lot of the old classics. I think there's a lot of color, there's a lot of style and influences in there that you don't necessarily see in modern day movies. And they were what he gravitated towards when he was little. And I think that watching people be expressive in certain ways helped him figure out how to express himself on his own and through his art.
My interaction with Henry was to broaden that scope, to kind of pull him out of that world and show him the reality, hey, why don't we draw from reality a little bit, do portraits or plein air, that sort of thing. Him attending the Sunday figure sessions that we do has really made a huge impact on the way that he views even, the scenes from the movie. He's adding more background elements to it. And his portraits are starting to take a more accurate shape, right? And that's just through practice. That's not me telling him how to do it because for somebody like Henry or just any artist, you can't tell an artist how to make their art. It's a process of failures and successes that allow us to do that. And Henry's always bucked against that. And I learned that when he was 15 years old, 14 years old.
My role as it pertains to Franklinton, has always been Henry's dad. That's what I answer to, that's what I'm most proud of. And just being Henry's dad in Franklinton and carrying heavy things and hanging artwork is what I do.
I remember like walking past Henry's studio frequently and seeing him face down in, paper, just working all the time. The term we say is like committed lines. Like he'll dive in, he draws what he feels, he draws, like he's not trying to make it look exactly like what the object is. There's more, it's emotion, it's movement. His lines are quick and they show movement. So he thinks in a three-dimensional way instead of just like a still from a thing. He wants to capture the essence of that. He starts with a flat piece of paper, and then as he works through, let's say, Dorothy's house, folds it all up, one piece of paper, he has the interior design and the exterior design of Dorothy's house. Or it could be, any number of things, like a car from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He pays attention, not every single piece is like that, but the pieces he cares about the most will have all of that. Like the floor plan is there. Like, who thinks about it? And then he took that from a film. He took that from a film. And that's like where his brain is. He's like, oh, I will construct her house and this is what I remember it looking like. It's so cool. It's like, I don't know anybody that does that except for Henry.
Henry's artwork is just very unique and it's completely inspired by what he wants to do and how he feels and how he sees the world. And I think that's something that's really unique, is that when you walk into his studio, it's almost like walking into a storybook and walking into a cartoon and seeing the pictures and the characters really come to life. And that's one really amazing aspect of his artwork.
What I've always wanted, just like for everybody, is like, we all should be able to do it. Like, we should all be able to navigate this world, and some of us need a little help. My goal for Henry is that because he has a difficult time communicating, I wanted to help him build his network. So like introducing him to young people, taking him into the community so he could see, because he's not gonna ask questions about like, hey, I'd like to learn welding. And so it's like, well, why don't I reach out to artists that I know in the community and say, hey, would you be willing to just hang out with us, show us what you do and talk about it a little bit? And so by doing that, they meet Henry. The young people are meeting Henry. And then when they have workshops or they have exhibitions, they're gonna think of Henry and invite him to be a part of it. Because he may not be able to go, I wanna be in that show, but somebody's gonna be like, Henry should be in this show. So I think that that's really just to expand his network.
When we talk about Henry's future, we talk about things that are important for him. His friends from grade school come up and they say, is Henry still drawing? Is Henry still doing his artwork? And they get so engaged, that they're so excited to hear that that's what he's doing, that he's an artist, because that's what he needs to be doing for his career and what makes him happy. So when we talk about a meaningful, happy, fulfilled life, it's going to include art, and it's going to include artists. It's kind of what we've discovered, right? The people that are in this community in Franklinton, how they interact, how they communicate, they see themselves in Henry, and Henry sees himself in them. And that's a pretty unique environment for him.
Autism changed his life in one way, but his artistry changed his life in a path that we never saw coming. That has been one of the best things that's ever happened to him and to our entire family.
To see more from this amazing artist, check him out at henryhessartist.com. Lance Johnson is an aerosol artist originally from New York City who now calls Columbus home. He has a passion for collaboration, which led him to complete a recent project with students from Hilliard Darby High School. let's take a look at how Lance inspires others through his finished work, but also his emphasis on the process.
Welcome to the art studio, everybody. My name is Lance Johnson. I'm an artist. I have 3 rules when it comes to workshops. 1, there's no mistakes in art. It's all unique creative expression. Don't worry about making a quote-unquote mistake, because there are none. 2, we have to support each other as artists. You know, we're collaborating. The theme of this week is collaboration. And it's important to support each other as artists, right? So no clowning somebody for what they've drawn or anything like that, right? And 3, have fun. Just enjoy yourself. It's like an art studio. You know, you guys can talk. You don't have to be quiet. You can have fun, all right? And if you have any questions, I'm here. Hilliard Darby High School reached out to me, and they saw my work. They know I use a lot of words of inspiration, and I like to collaborate a lot with artists. So they reached out to me and they were like, hey, we have this idea that we want to create a piece that represents your style, but also incorporates all the community of Darby. I was like, it's perfect. We can do a wall of inspiration where everyone in the building adds a piece to this collaboration, and it becomes a legacy piece for them in the school. So I was born and raised in the Bronx, grew up in New York. I was surrounded by graffiti and street art, you know, so I was immersed in it, right? Didn't realize it was art, but I was immersed in that, and it resonated with me, right? But when I was 14, same age as a lot of these kids we did the project with, my mom showed me this documentary about the Harlem Renaissance. And that was a game changer for me, because I appreciated the fact that I saw artists that looked like me, right? I had never seen that before, you know. I saw artists collaborating, musicians, dancers, writers, all types of performers coming together, collaborating and creating and then making magic, you know? So that resonated with me, and that was like the spark that made me say, oh, I want to be an artist, you know? And I want to collaborate, so I love collaborations. And then getting to Columbus, art brought me to Columbus. I was working with this company that hired me to come paint, and I discovered the city, and I fell in love with the art community. You know, the art community is so collaborative here and so vibrant that I was like, oh, this is amazing, and I decided to stay. I always think of canvases as walls, right? Graffiti walls. And there's always these layers of the graffiti wall, right? There's the old graffiti covered by the new. There's the urban decay with the paint chips and everything, and the posters torn. And it becomes a history of that wall. And that's what I wanted to create with this project, right? A history of this piece, right? So we started with layers, right? We started with everybody adding one layer of markers, like we used a lot of Sharpies, and each person added something to it. Whenever I see a canvas, I want to activate it with markings, right? So I'll use words of inspiration. I'll maybe write my name. You can draw a picture on it, and it becomes the soul of your piece, right? And then we would cover it with paint and then add another layer to it. So it becomes a history. That wall becomes a history of the school almost, and the legacy of that community. This is the second part of my process, right? Once this paint dries, then I go over it again with spray paint or paint markers. We have a bunch of different colors, so we're gonna keep going, all right? And it's just a process, and by the end of the week, the piece will be completed. For me, the most important work that I do is with kids, right? I love collaborating with young artists, and I'm always looking for opportunities to share my process with them, because a lot of young artists are very worried about making mistakes and everything. And for me, creativity is about freedom, and I want them to just enjoy the process and have fun. Think about how it feels when you create, right? How it makes you feel. I don't think about the final project, I think about the process, you know, the journey to get there. The most amazing thing about being an artist is you can create something that someone that you may never meet can see and be inspired by. You know, it's a powerful gift that we all have as artists. Art connects, right? Art connects us across cultures, across languages, across borders. I want them to be able to walk by it and see how the community came together and how all the community is represented, right? It's sort of abstraction because there's so many different markings, but you can sit there and the piece will evolve over time, right? Because you can sit there and look at different, like, oh, look at that, and oh, I didn't notice that. And every time you walk by it, you'll see something new. And to me, that's the beauty of it, right? And then also to inspire the younger generation, right? You think about how once these kids graduate, these pieces will still be there, and the next generation will come in and be inspired by that project as well.
To see more of his work, check him out on Instagram at LanceLJArt. We're back in the kitchen with another edition of Kate's Quick Bites. We learn more about a local nonprofit gallery. The gallery itself has been in multiple physical locations over the years, but has stayed true to its singular mission of supporting emerging artists. Let's find out more. With me in the kitchen today is Lynette Santoro-Aw, director of the Roy G. Biv Gallery. Hi, Lynette. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to learn more about your work and to get started making something. Tell us something about the Roy G. Biv Gallery that maybe everybody doesn't know.
Well, we started in 1989. A group of artists started the gallery with artists in mind. In those days, emerging artists really didn't have a space to show their work, and so in all audacity, these friends got together and decided to put together a gallery for their friends. And in those days, they actually made biscotti to make rent.
Stop it.
I know.
That's such a charming way to make rent.
Exactly, that's right, yes.
You should do that recipe next time.
Exactly.
Wow. So speaking of recipes, what have you chosen for us to make today?
Well, this is a wonderful recipe from my dear Ina, who I love it because it's curating and assembling. I'm not actually known for cooking or baking. I'm known for those things.
I like that you worked your way around it, curating and assembling, and it kind of connects to your work.
Absolutely it does. That's right, yes.
So tell me about the recipe.
So this is really easy to do, really wonderful if you're going to have some friends come over, or maybe just a quick bite if you're snacking, watching a movie or some such. It's toasted bread with some cheese on it, goat cheese if you have it, some microgreens, this really wonderful fig jam or preserve if you can find that, and a sweet balsamic.
Oh, that sounds lovely. I can't wait to get started.
Yeah, very good. Here's what we'll need today. 1 loaf country bread, 1 jar fig spread, 8-ounce plain creamy cheese, we're using goat cheese, kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper, microgreens, syrupy balsamic vinegar.
So what's our first step with this recipe?
We need to toast the bread.
Okay, I love it's pre-sliced.
Yes.
Okay, we'll get it into the oven.
All right.
Okay, so while our bread is toasting, why don't you tell me what it means to be an emerging artist?
Oh, well, Roy defines it as not necessarily an age or an education level, but rather an experience level. So if you've not yet been represented by a gallery, if you are not yet celebrated by the media, you haven't maybe had some solo shows, but you do have a vision for your work and a narrative that you're working on. And so we want to work with artists at that stage of their development.
That's amazing. That's such an incredible resource to make available to artists that may not have access to that.
Well, I think that's unique here in Columbus, that our gallery is for emerging artists, and that's not something that other galleries offer. We're also a nonprofit model, so that's also something a little bit different. When artists are exhibiting at Roy, it's not so important for us if they sell work or not, though it's lovely if they do. The objective is for them to have the experience of exhibiting their work in the gallery space.
That's wonderful. Such a great opportunity for artists in our community.
Yeah.
Well, it smells like our bread might be toasted, so I'm going to give it a check.
All right. You want this crunchy so that it has that texture, but not so crunchy that you're
Sure,
cracking
yeah.
it. Yes.
It looks lovely. So we did this in the oven. You could do this in the toaster.
Right.
Easy.
Absolutely.
So what do we do next?
First, we're going to put on the fig spread.
Oh, okay, great. Here, I'll hold this.
Okay, great.
And you can spread. We'll do a little teamwork.
Good.
I'm going to make you work and talk to me.
Oh,
So
okay.
while
Two
you
things, one
spread,
time. All right, go.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about what kind of art people can expect to see at Roy G. Biv?
Well, Roy's a juried space, so artists apply to be there, and we convene a jury to review those applications, and then we convene a curatorial team to put those exhibitions together. And because we're an inclusive gallery and not tied to any particular discipline, you'll see a variety of two-dimensional and three-dimensional work, mixed media, painting, photography, all kinds of different things.
Incredible. Okay, so the fig preserve is spread on. It smells amazing. What's our next step?
Well, we've curated all of our ingredients, and now we're going to assemble things.
Look at you bringing your professional work to the kitchen. I
That's
love it.
exactly right.
So we spread the goat cheese on top. Oh,
And it's wonderful because we've left it out to soften, but you could also microwave it if you wanted to do that. Maybe if you were in a hurry or
Sure.
you didn't have a lot of time to leave it set out.
so you just want it real spreadable, creamy.
Yes. And Ina says to put it in the middle and leave some edges for the fig. So that's
she
what we're
knows
going to do.
best.
She does. So I'm following that recipe if I can.
Okay.
Okay, good. This is sort of like spackling in the gallery.
Kind
We
of
do that
is.
in
I'm just
between
sort of
exhibitions
making,
too.
Yeah, right. This is all kind of making you do all the work, and I'll stand and observe.
No worries.
Smells incredible. What do we do next?
Next, with a little salt and pepper.
Okay, we've combined it for you. For
I
ease of
appreciate that
sprinkling.
very much. Yes, we'll take just a little pinch of that and put it on. It has such great flavor, we don't need to overdo at all.
Love it. Just a little bit of seasoning.
And our exhibitions at Roy change every month.
Oh.
So we do an annual call for entries to get artists to apply, and then we slate our shows for the entire year, so we know annually who's going to be in the gallery,
so you
what
really
will
have
be
kind
there.
of that outlook for the whole year.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yep. Okay, a few microgreens on
Can
here.
I help with this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, do we
Please
just,
do.
Just sprinkle on top
Yep.
for a little sort of green freshness.
This is the healthy part of this.
Of the cheese and bread situation.
That's
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
Feel good about it. These look so pretty. Let's see. Okay, a little bit more on this guy. Okay.
Oh
and
my
we
gosh,
have-
it looks amazing.
Right? With
Yes.
a little final garnish, right?
We have a little bit of the balsamic that we're going to just
And this is like a
drizzle
thickened
on.
sort of.
It is, yeah, a little different than if you're just a salad dressing. This is thicker.
Drizzle that on top. And now if you have fresh figs, you could chop those up, throw them on as well, but it's just as good
You
without,
could.
right?
It absolutely is.
These look like fancy
I
hors
know.
d'oeuvres.
And then we're also going to cut them into smaller slices so that
Okay.
we are, yes.
Taking elegant bites.
Exactly.
Okay.
You just took knife training.
I,
you
know,
do that.
I hope that I always can live up to this, but let's see. Well, these look beautiful, and I can't wait to taste it. But before we dig in, why don't you tell me a little bit about the community surrounding the gallery and how you interact with it?
Oh, well, we started in 1989 and we were in the Short North for 30 years and then moved to Franklinton, which is a wonderful emerging creative space, which is perfect for Roy. And in Franklinton, it's like an all boats rise situation where we're collaborating with each other. We work on community events together. We open all of our gallery exhibitions at the same time, Franklinton Fridays, the second Friday of the month. Sometimes we'll have group exhibitions, or some of our interns might have experiences at other galleries in the neighborhood. We also share resources and best practices, so it's really a wonderful community.
Amazing. Well, we're so grateful to have you and Roy here in the community with us.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to have you here in the kitchen making this with me. So should we give it a taste?
Absolutely, let's do
Okay.
it.
These look lovely.
Right?
So many flavors.
Yep.
Sweet, salty,
Nice
creamy.
on the toasting.
Wow.
Yeah, very good.
The greens give that little fresh punch. I love this. So
Yeah.
delicious, so easy. Thanks for sharing this with us.
You're welcome. Thank you, Ina.
Here's to Ina. To find out more, check out roygbivgallery.com. Well, that's our show. Remember, you can find all of our stories online at wosu.org, as well as on our YouTube channel. For all of us here at WOSU, I'm Kate Quickle. Thanks for watching.
Production of Broad and High is funded in part by the Greater Columbus Arts Council, celebrating expression, fostering talent, and connecting the community to Columbus artists, performances, exhibitions, concerts, public art, and more at columbusmakesart.com.